Do you feel like someone with the same job, same challenge, have different opportunity than you or different outcome? Well, it's because of their higher frequency. Hi guys, today I'm gonna tell you how your frequency is shaping your life. And I know that there is tons of videos on this subject online, but I do think that you just need to have it explained by the right person to really understand. My goal today is to explain it to you the way that I would like to have it explained for myself to really understand it. To begin, what are your frequencies? Well, as you can see here by the map of consciousness, which is a principle and a map developed by someone called David Hawkins, which is the author of the book Power versus Forces. And this book we can learn many things such as this right here. But what are the meaning of those things? You see, there is different emotional states on your left, and on the right of those there is an energetic log. What you need to understand is that everything in life, it could be you, it could be a book, it could be the wall, it could be your car, is made out of energy. But all of those are working at a different frequency. And this is what I mean by frequency. You see, all the emotional states here work at different frequency. And you need to see this such as a mixing table in music. For example, the emotion of joy could be working at that frequency here, while the emotion of guilt is working at a lower frequency here. In the book of David Hawkins, the emotional state that start to be capable of achieving things and start to be a good emotional state is courage. Courage, it's where you stop seeing yourself as a victim and start seeing yourself as someone capable of influencing your life. What you can understand is that everything above courage in this chart right here is something that you want to go towards, while the emotion below courage are things that you should avoid. Things such as fear frequency, action like constant worry, overthinking, avoiding risk, assuming worst case scenario. So all those actions are operating at lower frequency, while there is other action which are courage frequency or higher frequency. Those are actions such as taking action despite uncertainty, speaking up, trying new things, learning from failure. So all those actions are operating at different frequency. What you need to understand is that the goal is to stay into the higher frequency zone. Those emotional level could be very large. Love could be things like compassion, connection, appreciation, and goodwill. So those are very large, but represent some higher emotional state in your life. Something that you also need to understand is the law of attraction. The law of attraction is one of the most important universal law of the universe. What this simple law says is that what you are giving to the world will be returned back to you. What I mean with the frequency that we just saw is that if you're someone who is operating at higher level such as love and you give love to people, you will receive love. The law of attraction and the chart of the map of consciousness have impact on your decision and your relationship. As you can see here, someone in fear will hesitate, avoid, and procrastinate, while someone who is operating in courage will act, experiment, and learn. And like I said, this also have impact on your relationship. If you have a great emotional level and higher energy level, you will be able to have better conversation, confidence, energy, and attractiveness. But now, what action could you take right now to actually raise your frequencies? Well, there is many of them. One of them is measure your actual emotional state, or the one that you spend the most time in your day. You just write on a piece of paper, how did you feel today through each hour? And at the end of the day, just see how much time you spend in the lower level in the energy level and on the lower frequency level. Another thing is to practice gratitude daily. As the chart that we saw, gratitude is one of the highest energy level. So staying in gratitude is something that will really help you to raise your emotional state and your energy level daily and easily. Something else that you could do is reduce negative inputs. Most of the times, things like the news are negative information that will have an impact on you because you are what you consume. Something else that you could do is to move your body. If you do some sports and you exercise, you will have a better mood, a better confidence, but also a better energy. So, simple thing. Something else could be spend time around high energy people. You will learn that in life there's 3 things that explain why you're not in the situation you want right now. The first thing is because of your environment. If you don't have the right people around you, it will be harder to achieve what you want. The second thing is the information that you have. If you don't have the right information, you won't be able to achieve what you want. And the last thing are your action. If you don't take action, you won't realize what you want. Another thing that you could do is serve others. If you're able to give to the world, like we saw with the law of attraction just before, you will receive even more. So if you're able to give to someone, you know that later on you will maybe receiving the help of other person. Last thing you could do is choose courage daily. The thing that I want you to know is that you want to keep the most of your time into the higher frequency and to avoid the lower one. So avoid actions such as constant complaining, chronic stress, victim mentality, blaming others, consuming negativity all day, feeling drained after everything, overthinking simple decision, jealousy and resentment. Like I just said, it's okay sometimes to be in those lower level, but the goal is to stay higher and to be aware that those actions have impact on your energy level. The good part about frequency is that your frequency aren't fixed. You can always change them. Every thought, every action, and every choices gives you an opportunity to rise. So choose your action and your frequency carefully to achieve the most thing you want in life. This will be it for today, guys. I hope you learn how your frequency are working and shaping your life, and that you will raise your frequency the most as possible. See you on the next one.